Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. I know you're not here for my singing, but did you just notice all the words ending in ito that I use? Great, because that's what this video is all about, the diminutive in Spanish. Hola mi gente y bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. Mi nombre es Paulísima, my name is Paulísima, and I'm one of the Spanish teachers at Spring Spanish. If you're here, chances are that you're still not sure about how to use words that end in ito or ita in Spanish, el diminutivo. This way of speaking is also used in English, and we do it by adding a little word at the beginning or at the end of a word. For example, in the word miniskirt, we add the prefix mini, or in the word doggy, we add that Y sound at the end, it's a suffix. En este video vas a aprender lo que necesitas saber para usar el diminutivo como un experto. Te voy a explicar en qué casos se utiliza. The best part is that I will share with you some Spanish chunks, specifically 2 Mexican sayings that you can use to incorporate los diminutivos into your Spanish super facilito. More about chunks and how you can use them to ease your way into fluency later on this video. And now I'm ready to start y espero que tú también. Así que empecemos. Wait, una cosita más. Aquí en Spring Spanish publicamos 5 clases de español por semana. Te servirán mucho para dominar el idioma más bonito del mundo, el español. Suscríbete a nuestro canal y dale click a la campanita para nunca perderte de nuestros videitos. En México tendemos a usar el diminutivo bastante. And one of the reasons we do that is because of the influence of the Nahuatl language in our Spanish. Did you know that the word tomato actually comes from a Nahuatl word, tomato? Well, that's a subject for another video. En este video vamos a ver la forma más común del diminutivo. You know that ito and ita ending, the one that you hear in songs like Despacito. So, how do you form and recognize a diminutivo in Spanish? For most words, you create a diminutive by adding ito, cito, esito for masculine words singular. Itos, citos, esitos for masculine words plural. Ita, cita, esita for feminine words singular. Itas, citas, esitas for feminine words plural. Now, I'm gonna give you some rules and examples for which one you should use when, but rules are always super annoying to think about in conversations. So the best way to get the diminutive rolling off your tongue in conversations is by memorizing the actual examples entirely. There's no way around it. It is truly the easiest and best way to learn, but don't worry because we will practice that today. Anyway, just to help you understand where all of this comes from, here are some basic rules. But again, we're not here to learn rules. Don't memorize the rules. Memorize the examples. Número 1. If a word ends in a vowel that is not an E, you drop the vowel and add ito or ita. Por ejemplo, vela, velita. Hermano, which means brother, hermanito. Ahora, now, ahorita. Now, ahorita is a tricky one. It's a word that is used in Mexico all the time, but I'm gonna make a video just about that one word. Número 2. For words with just one syllable, you add esito or esita. For example, flor, flower, florecita. Tos, cough, tosecita. Número 3. Words with more than one syllable that end in E, end, or R, or that end with a stressed vowel. For example, motor, motorcito. Corazón, corazoncito. Pobre, pobrecito. There are some other rules and confusing things about spelling. For example, the word banco, which means both bank and bench, becomes banquito with a QU. But honestly, you'll never be able to use these rules while speaking quickly enough. It will actually just slow you down and make you fail. I don't want you to fail. So what's the solution? Well, try to listen to as much Spanish as you can, lots of Spanish, catch the diminutives, learn as many as you can by heart so you don't have to think about the rules while you're learning Spanish. By the way, learning chunks is a great way of speaking Spanish without having to think about any grammar rules. Check out the free Spanish chunking training if you want to learn more about chunks and if you want to get a demo about how we use it, how it works. The link is in the description. Alright, like I said, you just need to hear, read, and memorize as many examples as possible of diminutives. So in the rest of this video, I will show you how native speakers use the diminutive with examples that you can just copy without having to think about the rules. El diminutivo se usa en los siguientes casos. Número 1. To reference the smaller version of something, or the small version of something, like crema, cremita, cuaderno, cuadernito. You see, this is a normal cuaderno and this is a smaller one, so this is el cuadernito. Número 2. To express affection. To say a word in its smaller version, it's something that Mexicans do a lot to talk about something that, makes us all fuzzy and warm inside, things that cause us to be, like tender. For the vast majority of Mexicans, their grandmother, their abuela, it's never their abuela, but their abuelita. I call my sisters hermanitas, even if they are not younger than me. Aún más, moreover, in Mexico and in Latin America, it's very common that when we talk about God, Dios, we don't say Dios, but we say Diosito. And it's very funny when you think about it in English because Diosito will translate as little God. And obviously, if you're a believer, there's nothing small or little about God. But we use this term, Diosito, to convey our love and affection and familiarity with such entity. Número 3. To reduce the importance of a situation. Perdón, pero no voy a poder llegar, es que tengo un problemita en casa. In Mexico, we use the diminutive in this way to talk about all of these hyper-caloric foods that we probably shouldn't be eating, but we do anyway. So we say things like we're going to have unos taquitos o un pozolito o unas quesadillitas when there's really nothing small about them. Scratch that, you know what? I hate diet culture. Eat what you wanna eat the pozolito, eat the quesadillitas, no guilt. We also use el diminutivo to reduce the magnitude of something. Let's say we're talking about an ugly baby. Yeah. Ugly baby. Yeah, I said that. There are some babies that are ugly, okay? But we don't say that they are feos. We say that they are feitos. This case, take a look at this little kid. Ese bebé no está feo, está feito. And it's actually not feito, it's feita. It's like little ugly. And that's me. So it's okay if you saw this picture and you thought, oh, este bebé está feito. It's alright, that's me, no problem. Número 4. To convey sarcasm or a negative vibe. There's a huge difference between calling your friend and saying, hola amiguita, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cuánto tiempo sin escuchar de ti? To say, y dile a tu amiguita que no te llame después de las 10, ¿eh? Tell your friend not to call you after 10. Y lo prometido es deuda. Here at Spring Spanish, our team of linguists and polyglots have put together a proven method to acquire the Spanish language. It's called conversation-based chunking, and it's built around the use of chunks. Pre-made phrases or word combinations that you hear natives using all the time and that you can use yourself because when you use them, you instantly sound more natural. Since the key word here is pre-made, sayings, proverbs, refranes, dichos are perfect chunks of Spanish because when you use them, you're not only saying exactly what you want to say, you know how proverbs work, but you're also communicating in the right cultural key. And isn't that what we all want? Chunks, mexicanismos. Número 1. ¿Qué tanto es tantito? Which will translate out as how much is a little bit? Yeah. And we use this one when we want to be like cheeky, you know, like, should I have this second glass of wine? ¿Qué tanto es tantito? Yes, I have it. Número 2. Todo cabe en un jarrito sabiéndolo acomodar. Even if the saying, this proverb includes jarrito, like a little jar, it's pretty straightforward. It just means everything will fit. Like, oh no, I bought too many plants, they won't fit in the trunk. Yes, they will, because todo cabe en un jarrito sabiéndolo acomodar. I love sayings. They're my favorite kind of Spanish chunks. Remember, to learn about how you can use this method, conversation-based chunking, to ease your way into fluency in Spanish, check out the free Spanish chunking training. Right there in the description box, you will find the link to it. Muy bien, ahora ya sabes lo más importante sobre el diminutivo en español, and on top of that, you've learned some Mexican sayings that are gonna make your friends be like, wow. Now, if you want to keep impressing your Mexican friends or your Spanish-speaking friends, make sure you don't make the typical top 5 most common mistakes that Spanish learners make. I have a video on that subject. Go check it out right now because you will find the typical mistakes and, of course, how to avoid them. This was Paulísima y fue un placer estar con ustedes. Hasta la próxima.